Hello, viewers across the world. Welcome to Africa Sports Network. My name is Sam, your sincerely faithful, the host of this show around the Major League Soccer. Week 17 is upon us. Week 16 came with lot of surprises. Western Conference leader Seattle Sounders lost at home to San Jose Earthquake. And I was thinking that Sporting Kansas will have the chance to top Western Conference even if it is for a week. But they went down to FC Dallas 2-1 at home. So week 16 came with a lot of surprises. Dynamo were at home, but they could not break their winless streak as they played a goalless draw against Real Salt Lake. So today, they are on the road once again. In fact, today they start a 2-game road trip. They will go cross town to play Austin Football Club just west of Texas. 2.5 hours away from Houston. Dynamo will be there to play Austin FC, and this is the first time these two teams are meeting in the Major League Soccer before they travel to Minnesota to go and play Minnesota United. So these are many more, plus other stories will come your way on today's edition of Around the Major League with Sam Mbon, my name, here on Africa Sports Network. Take a short break. When I return, we start the show proper. All right, y'all, welcome back to the program. This is Around the Major League Soccer Week 17 previews of action that will go down this week. A lot of matches are slated to take place across all match venues here in the Major League Soccer. We are streaming on Facebook. You can like our page. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Africa Sports Network, Africa with a K, or you can follow me on Instagram, Sam Mbon Official, or follow Africa Sports Network. So let's look at the games lineup for today in the Major League Soccer. We take them one after the other. There are major games. Dynamo will be on the road to play their crosstown rivals. This is the first time Dynamo Football Club and Austin FC are meeting in the league, because Austin FC are newcomers in the league. This is their first year in the Major League Soccer. In fact, they are not finding life easy in this first season. They are rock bottom in the Western Conference, and they have the fewest points among all the teams in the Western Conference. While Dynamo are ninth in the Western Conference, 18 points from 17 games for Houston Dynamo, as their search for their first win in 10 games goes on. Dynamo head coach Tab Ramos, sometimes during his pre-match conference, you will feel the disappointment, you will feel the pain, you will feel the desire, the hunger in his spirit for his team to break this winless dog. But when you look at their defense, Dynamo looked totally a different team with the addition of Tenej Hadebe, which Tab Ramos have acknowledged that the Zimbabwean brought something special to the team. So now he is counting on the offense to start clicking as they travel to Austin Football Club. These two teams have, something in common. They have not scored in over 3-4 games. In fact, Austin FC are winless in 3 home games. They've played a total of 6 home games since the Q2 Stadium was opened last June. In fact, the Super Falcons of Nigeria were the first team to play international match on that arena when they took on the U.S. women national team, and they lost 2-0. So that is inconsequential when it comes to the form of the home team, Austin Football Club. So since then, Austin have only recorded 1 victory at home when they ran riot of Portland Timbers 4-1. But prior then, they played San Jose, it ended goalless. They played Columbus Crew, it ended goalless. They now played Portland Timbers, and they trashed Portland Timbers by 4-1 before Before Seattle Sounders came, took 3 points. LAFC came, took 3 points. And now Houston Dynamo are going there for the first time in their history. They are meeting Austin Football Club. How do you think that's going to pan out? Or do you think, how many Houston fans do you think will make this trip to Austin? Just 2.5 hours away from Houston. I'll be right there. I'll be there at the Q2 Stadium, to bring to you all that will happen in that game. But the fact is that Dynamo coach Tab Ramos believes that because of the fact that most of his players have come back from the Gold Cup that was won by the US men national team, he believes that such depth in squad will be very, very advantageous to his team going into this game. This is Tab Ramos during his pre-match conference.
Obviously, that having depth in those positions will, without a doubt, improve our team.
Yeah, these two teams seem to have something similar. Not scoring goals. FC Austin 1 win in 6 home games. So far, Dynamo getting all the 1-1 point with the ties. What are we expecting from your side going into this game on Wednesday?
I mean, the expectations are the same as they have been for us when we go on the road. We went to San Jose and we expected to get the win. We went after the win. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it. We ended up with an own goal. We ended up in a tie. The positive thing for us is that we haven't given up a goal in 3 games, really. Our one goal given up was an own goal that we scored in San Jose. I think adding Teenage Adebe to our defense has incredibly improved our team. And we knew that. It's a player that took us a long time to get him here. But this is what happens, I think, sometimes, and I know that the fans, for the most part, thought that, now because we have new ownership, right away we're going to add 2-3 players that we're going to spend tons of money on. And, good players take a long time to follow and to sign and to bring along. And Teenage was one of those. He's a player that it took us 5 months to add him to the team. And we are making plans to add other players in the future that are going to be big players, but it takes time. But I think there's no question that Teenage's addition to the team has changed our team.
Okay, away from the MLS, the US just did a cup double over Mexico. What's your reaction to that?
The Gold Cup, the US-Mexico game?
Yes, sir. They did a cup double over Mexico, winning the Gold Cup, winning the Nations League over Mexico. What's your reaction to that?
I'm really happy today. I'm happy because obviously I had the opportunity to work with many of the players that played in last night's game, with most of them. And I'm really happy for them. I know the effort that they made. I know, where they would come when they were coming along, the dreams that they had of one day, maybe playing a game like this, like they played last night. So I'm really happy for all those boys and for US Soccer because it's a huge, huge win last night.
All right. Wish you all the best of luck on Wednesday, Tab.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. My volume was mute. I beg your pardon. Yes. Let's look at some of the games coming up. That was played in Week 16. All right. LAFC played a 2-2 draw against Minnesota. That kicked off Week 16. Then we have New York City Football Club. New York City Football Club beat Columbus Crew, MLS defending champions, by 4-1, and all this result kind of impacted on a lot of on their standing on the log. All right, and when you look at New England, when you look at Columbus Crew are 6th in the Eastern Conference, 22 points from 24 points from 16 games, while New York City Football Club are 4th in the Eastern Conference, 26 points from 15 games. But New York City Football Club this time around will be on the road against Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire played a 1-1 draw against Philadelphia Union. Chicago Fire, we thought when they got their first win that their problem was solved. Even Najabo Chinonsofor got his first MLS goal. But since then, Chicago Fire are winless in more than 4 games. They are still 13th in the Eastern Conference, just a point above Basement Boys Inter Miami, who got a 2-1 home win over Club de Football de Montreal in Week 16. Despite their 3 points gain against CF de Montreal, Inter Miami are still rock bottom in the Eastern Conference. But Austin FC, that will host Dynamo today, lost 1-0 to Colorado Rapids. I mean, they lost to Colorado, they lost to LAFC, they lost to Seattle. These are 3 back-to-back home defeats at the Q2 Stadium. And I don't think Q2 Stadium have brought them the desired luck since they started using it as a home ground. They drew goalless against Columbus, against San Jose, same story, goalless. They beat Portland 4-1, and everybody thought, oh, Austin FC are back. They are going to turn Q2 to be a slaughter ground for teams coming there. Only for Seattle to come and sucker punch them and took 3 points. LAFC did the same. Colorado Rapids did the same. Now, can Houston Dynamo do the same? Look at the number of goals conceded at home and number of points dropped at home. Dynamo stand a chance to pick 3 points. And Tabramos, yes, he believes that. He knows the kind of players he has. And and when you look at the addition of Corey Bird from LAFC, this lad is one lad that I think will come out good for Houston Dynamo. You know, he is a very good attacking midfielder, and Dynamo will benefit a lot from him. He just landed here in Houston last week, just on a short notice, and he played just less than 20 minutes for Dynamo against Real Salt Lake. So tonight, he may make his first start for Houston Dynamo. Okay, let's see if we can bring Tyler Pasha for his pre-match briefing. Trying to bring Tyler Pasha, but it seems that trying to bring Tyler Pasha right here, but we're not being able to bring him. But nevertheless, Tyler Pasha will come on here to tell us about that game between the Houston Dynamo and Austin Football Club. So leaving Houston Dynamo, let's look at the game between New England Revolution and Nashville Football Club. Listen, New England Revs seems to be another perfect team here in the MLS. When you look at, how they will come from behind to win difficult games, and Bruce Arena has set up this team in a way that even if they are losing, they believe that they can still pick up 3 points. I'm talking about New England Revolution and Nashville. For Nashville, I've been asking this question: do we see Nashville to be a borderline playoff team? When you look at where they are in the Eastern Conference, third, 27 points from 16 games, do you think Nashville will be that boogie team in the Eastern Conference? Yes, they can. It's possible, It's possible. Don't rule anything out because Nashville are very, very formidable at home. They are a very good team at home. You know, they are yet to drop 3 points at home. And that kind of put them in that position. So if they can make their home front count in all these games, I don't see the reason why Nashville will not make postseason. Right now, they are third in the Eastern Conference, while New England Revolution are first, 36 points. In fact, they've opened up a 6 and 8 points lead. An 8 points lead over second place Orlando City Football Club. So New England Revs will take on SC Nashville in New England in another Eastern Conference cracker. It's going to be a cracker, just like I described it, because Gustavo Boyes got his 10th goal of the season when he opened the scoring for New England Revolution in that game against the Red Bulls of New York. Before Adam Bukas, put the icing on the cake in the 91st minute of extra time to make sure that Bruce Arena swashbuckling side took home all the 3 points. And I don't blame them. They are really showing intent that they can deliver. What about the game between Orlando and Miami? Orlando City Football Club and Inter Miami. I tell you what, this is Florida Derby. Inter Miami against Orlando City Football Club. Orlando are second, while Inter Miami are rock bottom. Man, this is going to be one game that Inter Miami may fancy themselves of winning. I don't know how they can make it, but when you look at Inter Miami, they got their first win in more than 3-4 games against Inter Miami got their first win against CFD Montreal 2-1. Gonzalo Higuain got that winning goal for Inter Miami. That kind of gave Phil Neville a breath of fresh air. So can they continue that process? Can they repeat that by beating Orlando? Orlando have Nani. Nani has been in excellent form this season. Tesha Kindele back from the Gold Cup with Canada. So he might start today against Inter Miami. So this is Florida Derby. It's a big derby. So we got 2 derbies today. Orlando and Texas. Dynamo and FC Austin. So let's go to the game between Seattle and FC Dallas. Seattle Sounders up against FC Dallas. In fact, it's a tale of 2 cities. FC Dallas went to Sporting KC and picked 3 points on the road, while Seattle at home dropped 3 points to San Jose Earthquake. So FC Dallas might say, okay, this team have lost 2 games this season and this year at home. We can make it 3 losses for them, and they can do it. The youngest MLS hat-tricker I'm talking about, Ricardo Pepi. What about Pastor Pomico? What about Gabriel Ferrari? No, Jesus Ferrari. All these players can combine to hurt Seattle. But Seattle have Raul Diaz, who is on 11 goals this season, the highest so far. So he might be the one to unlock the defense line of FC Dallas. All right, let's go to the game between Chicago and New York City Football Club. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game when you look at where they are on the log. Chicago Fire are 13th, while New York City Football Club are 4th. I mean, it doesn't matter where they occupy on the table at the time. What matters is who will be able to take his chances when they present themselves today. I will have Dynamo up against Austin FC today. That game come up by 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Then we have the game between LAFC and Kansas City, Sporting KC. Sporting KC lost to to FC Dallas 2-1, while LAFC drew 2-2 against Minnesota United. So this is going to be an interesting game for these two teams. All right, we're talking about all the action coming from the world of the MLS as we take on a jolly ride around this week 17 actions in the Major League Soccer. Take a short break. When I return, the show continues. I'm trying to see if I can get Tyler Pasha for him to talk to us as regard this game, because he spoke to us last time. But then welcome back to the program. This is Around the Major League Soccer with Sam here on Africa Sports Network. In case you're just joining me, welcome back to Africa Sports Network. We've talked about the game between Orlando FC and Inter Miami. That will be Florida Derby. We've talked about the game between New England Revolution and Nashville, first versus third. So let's go to the game between LA Galaxy. LA Galaxy have a game today against who they playing? They're playing Real Salt Lake. LA Galaxy playing Real Salt Lake. LA Galaxy beat Portland 4-1 at their home turf, while Real Salt Lake played at a goalless draw against Houston Dynamo. So who do you think will win between LAFC and Real Salt Lake? All right, LAFC and Sporting KC, another cracker in the Western Conference. So today we have lot of games coming up in the MLS. Okay, don't forget that come Saturday, this interview with Super Sadiq. Super Sadiq is a UFC featherweight star, and he will be on Africa Sports Network by 12 noon on Saturday to chop up all that will transpire or that have transpired in the world of the UFC. All right, yes, I think time is far gone a little bit, but nevertheless, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Pending when I get to Austin, me and Chris Akato will do our pre-live game show on Facebook. Make sure that you like my Facebook page, so that you can be part and parcel of that wonderful program. Pre-game show live from Q2 Stadium as we take you on that ride, to see how Dynamo will fare against crosstown rival. My name is Sam. Thank you for watching. In case you just watch this game, thank you for watching, and God bless you.